Kakadosh Boker Tov. We're just continuing with the halachot of Shabbat. Here it's brought down in Siman Resh Mem Hey, Sif Hey. Maran actually says that it's permitted to give to a goy schoras. You're allowed to give merchandise to a goy before Shabbat in order that he should be able to sell it whenever he wants. Now, even though it's going to be that he's going to come and he's going to sell it on the Shabbat, it doesn't matter because the goy is doing it al dat atzmo l'tzorech atzmo, which means doing it on his own accord. As long as you don't tell him, right, but as long as you're going to tell him at the beginning how much you're paying for selling the schora, and you're not allowed to tell him to sell it on Shabbat. Now you cannot be mekel with this, with the goy is going to sell it in a place which is going to be shayach to the Yehudi, for example, in the house of the Yehudi or in the store of the Yehudi, because there obviously it's going to be a problem. But you just give merchandise over, and now it's on consignment or whatever it is, or for example, even if it's not on consignment, but he's coming and selling, he sells it whenever he wants. You're allowed to do so. That is to do with schora, with merchandise. What about now money? Can I give money to a goy? And now what's going to happen is that the goy is going to come and start doing business with them. So here it comes and he says like this. It's permitted to give this Sif Dalid, where Sif Dalid says it's permitted for a Jew to give to a goy money. And then afterwards what's going to happen is they're going to divide the profits between them. Now even though he knows, right, that at the beginning in Lechatchila he's allowed to do this, even though he knows he's going to start doing this on Shabbat. So he says even though the money is shayach to the Jew, he says nevertheless since the goy is only doing the merchandise, or he's buying and selling and doing all these things with the money of the Jew, and he comes and he says the Jew does not have to work whatsoever, he's not considered the shliach of the Jew. Now there's no marit ayin. Why is there no marit ayin? Because at the end of the day, nobody knows that this money belongs to a Jew. How do you know that money belongs to a Jew? The goy comes, he's buying, selling, doing this, doing that. Nobody knows, so there's no marit ayin, and there's no problem with schar Shabbat, because right now he gives the money to the goy. He tells him, you do all the deals that you want, you have to make sure that I get half the percentage, right, of all the profits. So therefore that's going to be without a problem, even though according to Minhag Ashkenazim, he also has to work during the weekday as well. It's not just enough to come and start doing these things on Shabbat. He has to do it during the weekdays, but according to Sfaradim, technically even if he would do it only on the Shabbat, it would be okay in such a scenario.